Hey people, Dima here. Welcome to my reaction to Earth Defense Force 5 review by Seth. Um, I clearly don't learn on my mistakes. The last video I've done, not the last, the last reaction I've done to Seth, not the last video he released. I think it was one previous, to World of Tanks. Got a strike. Got me a strike. Well, got me a warning because it was my first violation, but still. And here I am back to watch more Seth because I do enjoy his content. It is entertaining, to say the least. Um, but hopefully this time maybe I'll recognize if something is TOS breaking or close to it, and maybe I'll let it out. Maybe I'll risk it all again, but I will see. I will see how this goes. Um, Also, I am interested in Earth Defense Force now, since Russian Badger's video. I think it was on Earth Defense Force 4, I think. And it seems extremely interesting. I don't know how 5 is, I guess it's the newer one. I don't know if it's the newest one, but I am interested to see if it's different from 4 in any way. Maybe just graphically, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, like and subscribe, become a member. Let's begin.
Hey people, Seth here. I'm
Hey,
doing
hey.
my part. Are you? The world is a bad place, and unfortunately, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. No, seriously, look out your window.
There are blinds there, I don't wanna... That definitely is not happening outside my window.
You are now a member of the Earth Defense Force. Yesterday, you were just a civilian forklift operator, slash technician, slash mall cop, slash whatever this is. But regardless,
Okay.
God is coming back to Earth. He wants to make it
Oh.
a better place to live. A world free of pollution, free of microplastics, free of violence. Well, okay, not that one. But, hey, that's 2 out of 3. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, free of humans. You guys need to go. Now,
yeah.
what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna do
What?
your part. With conflict comes war, and with war comes the dreaded draft. But
I think
who's
this
gonna
is
fit
fine.
just for you. You can't get drafted if you get enlisted. Enlisted
Oh,
is a World
yeah.
War II themed multiplayer shooter with a strong focus
Oh.
on historical authenticity. We're
It's
doomed
an
to
ad.
repeat it anyway, so why not
That
get
was
acquainted
abrupt
with Enlisted's
entrance to
massive
it.
arsenal of weapons, vehicles, locations, and fortifications. With dynamic
Check
firefights
hot
always
dog.
keeping you in the heat of action, you'll have plenty of time to learn. While many college professors would charge thousands of dollars for a history degree, you can personally experience the horrors of war for the low price
And
of
Saving the
completely
Private Ryan.
free. Just use my link in the description below, or wait till for the low price of completely
Even I buy $60 AAA game when this is 100%
free.
free.
Just use my
Oh.
link in the description below, or wait till the
Alright.
end of the video for a special offer.
I would never.
Earth Defense Force start as an
Oh, that was
excuse for
cool. You
Sandlot
can
to
cut off
use
limbs in that
assets
one.
from other projects. However, in their quest for fast cash, they discovered something: a new market force, the primordial human desire for increasingly dangerous insecticide. Listen, raid is no longer enough. We're living in the
Obviously.
Garden of Eden, and the best way to defend it is
Well, it's
to
the
burn it
nuke
to the
that
ground.
has it in.
As such, every EDF game is just the last game, but slightly better. For example, the Ranger
Okay.
can now do this. This franchise is in a constant battle to upstage itself, and surprisingly, it's still working. This game is certifiably insane in the best
Honestly, that's how every game should be. I'm trying to be better than the prequel. Well, like a sequel should be better than the previous game. Not a lot of games do that, though.
word, because nothing makes
Or like
sense.
anything in the media, really.
Hop in. We've got aliens to fight, but before you can play, you'll need to pick a class. Here's
Ooh.
a simple test to find out the right class for you.
Out of your friends, which are you? Truck freak, crazy ass. The
Droog.
fighter.
If you've never played EDF before, pick the closest thing to normality. For Ranger, every class
Okay.
shares one guiding principle. I can't see anything, and I have no
God
idea what's
damn
going
it.
on. Thankfully, the Ranger has access to the standard issue EDF windshield wiper. The
Oh,
shotgun,
God,
which
not
is only the
spiders.
beginning. EDF is a game of high explosives and higher explosives. C4,
Yeah,
why
and
stop there?
lasers.
How about C20?
The what?
There we go. Now,
Battlefield
go
5
get
would
him,
never.
champ.
Wait. Not 5. 2142? The future one that has C5 in it.
Much like the currency of Zimbabwe, the explosives of EDF have experienced hyperinflation because I have just unlocked
C21.
Traditionally,
70?
tube-launched missile-based weapons platforms work by putting a rocket in a tube and then firing it out of a tube. However, this is no time for tradition. Reloading is for chumps, so we just cram like 5 in there at the same time. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, aside from small, unprovable changes in our reality. Each time you fire that rocket, Nelson Mandela dies on a different date. Each time you reload, the Berenstein Bears change once again. And each time you hit a target, you do no damage because this is a post-nerf reality. But that's okay. Explosions don't even scratch the surface of what a ranger can do. Snipe your enemies from afar. Minefield your enemies from up close. Annoy your team with DNG grenades. Weld the elemental powers of fire, acid, anime, and every flavor of Kool-Aid. Or, the most powerful thing a ranger can do, change class. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been entirely forthcoming. If you're playing multiplayer, there is no reason to pick ranger. And if you're playing single player, you know what? I completely respect that. You do you. Presumably, as a consumer of Japanese entertainment products, no woman is physically present, or else she would save you from your poor decisions, physically punching the copy of Persona 4 out of your hands and freeing you
That's
from
the only
path
Persona I
of a child
finished.
predator. But fear not, EDF allows you to look upon the visage of a woman from a safe distance. Introducing
third
the
person.
Wing Diver. If you're a Philistine, you might be upset because
a
they
chainsaw.
removed her titty window. But I've stared at this brapper for at least 50 man-hours. So imagine my surprise after 10 long years.
There is
she's
6.
finally wearing clothes. Let this be a lesson, fellas. If she says, I'll be ready in 10 minutes, you've got plenty
10
of
years.
time. Take a nap, do your taxes, read a book, but for the love
Oh,
of
not
God,
that one.
do not leave a car running. Trust me, the money you save will be well worth it. Why? You might even save enough to purchase all the
Holy
DLC.
shit.
Now, who needs healing?
Actually, not
Yes, this is
that
a
expensive
completely
for that
necessary
amount.
and unavoidable business expense, and I will be deducting it from my taxes. Now, where were we?
Understandable.
Yes, video games. The Wing Diver has a jetpack. The propellant is magic video game jet fuel, which has the non-Euclidean
course.
properties of a single Romanian, virtually infinite, and
of
given the
course.
chance, will asexually reproduce to maximum capacity. This also
Damn.
powers her weapons. Now,
Romanians
it may
have that
seem
power, I
restrictive to
never
fly
knew.
and shoot with the same energy reserve, but don't worry. That's why they come with internal magazines, or at least they used to. But now some overworked, glue-huffing intern made almost every weapon charge and discharge, which is great for single-shot weapons, but for anything longer than that, it's like... Oh, I guess I'm gonna be here for the next 20 minutes. There's no way to know this in advance. It's not a weapon stat. You have to read through the descriptive paragraph for
magazine.
every gun to find out whether it's magazine-based or magazine cringe. Life must be hard in Japan. Father, when I grow up, I want to be a UX designer. You bring dishonor to our family. No son of mine will ever create a good user interface. Get these notions out of your head. Now sit down for dinner. Your mother made your favorite tortured duck penis. Very nutritious. The fencer could be summarized as your motherfucking life
That was
ends
possibly extremely
30
racist.
seconds
I don't
from
know.
now. The fencer is the polar opposite of a winged diver. He's going to kill you eventually, given time. But he's slow, very
like
slow. But
shooting
who
the
cares?
parts
He can
off, that's
dual
cool.
weld anything. Miniguns, mortars, missiles, melee weapons, shields, whatever you want. Just remember, I lied. He's not slow at all. You get 2 slots for support equipment. So while the novice fencer veers around uncontrollably, the master fencer just instant transmissions to where he needs to be. I'm not a very good fencer
dice,
because I have brain
look at
rot
the dead
from all
man.
the hours I spent playing Air Raider. The Air Raider has guns, but more importantly, he has airstrikes. We're
Oh, is this
talking
the support
howitzers,
character?
cannons, bombers, gunners, orbital lasers, bulge lasers, whatever your heart desires. When something renders the game completely unplayable for anyone with screen shake on, you know it's good. EDF is fully aware that griefing teammates by your very presence is a fundamental human right. So now, Air Raider has a third weapon slot, and more importantly, the 150mm cannon fire. This game will inform you the status of every single airstrike in the current airspace. That's the equivalent of telling me a peaceful opium farmer in Iraq that there's a Hellfire drone circling above me. Believe me, I already know. But hey, I know
Okay.
that when I'm incarcerated
Good.
in a padded cell, I'll be comforted by the sweet sound of "This is DE-202. We're flying to cover the ground units again." Who you calling a ground unit? I'm taking to the skies. Never mind. The aerator has a wide array
for
of
long.
vehicles to choose from, provided they haven't already been stolen by the ranger. But I digress. Here's a quick warning on handling. Every
Whoa.
motorcycle is completely unusable. The depth crawler comes in clutch for underground missions, but you might need a barf bag. And finally,
Oh,
the
dear
armored
God.
vehicle grape is
Oh.
what happens when you sand your tires for aesthetic effect. Coincidentally, the grape is the
Oh,
strongest vehicle in
I know that trend. I know that people on
when you
TikTok
sand your
send tires because they look cool. Oh, how stupid that is.
tires for aesthetic effect. Coincidentally, the grape is the
I
strongest
honestly hope
vehicle
no
in
one
the
does
entire
that for
game.
real,
Speed
but
versus armor isn't really
I
a
don't know,
debate
have
when a
hope
pack
in
of
humanity
spiders can
anymore.
unwind the fucking fabric of reality in about 3 seconds. The aerator is described as a support class because I support
Yeah.
my teammates into the afterlife. You know what? No, I'm tired of these friendly fire jokes. I no longer wish to be this person, this agent of chaos. It's time to turn a new leaf. Deploy the Roombas. Every class has lock-on weapons, which reduce the risk of friendly
Oh,
fire. And
jeez.
Aerator has a suit of tools to make them even better. Most of these you'll use once, realize they're absolute trash, and never touch them again. But how do you get these
Okay.
weapons in the first place? Boxes. Just like your unconscious roommate who's filled with delicious
Is only
goodies,
Aerator
every
able to
alien
pick up
is a
boxes?
veritable pinata of goodies. Health pickups restore your health. Weapon pickups give you
Understandable.
weapons. Depending on the
Understandable.
dice roll for some completely esoteric loot table, and armor pickups
Monster
give
balls.
you +1 max health permanently. This system is garbage. It sucks. Nobody
Oh.
likes it. It makes 0 sense. But EDF players aren't attracted to games that make sense. They're attracted to drywall and the taste of a homeless man's adrenaline as you chase him through the streets of New York. These new unlocks allow you to create a wide
Okay.
variety of team builds based on the situation. Finding out which situation you're in is a simple 2-step process. Do whatever you did last time and get annihilated by some horseshit. One brainstorming session later, and you'll figure it out. Rinse and repeat until, much like my clothing, the unending tide erodes away your very being.
Stomping
until
on
you are
them.
no longer
What?
a man, but a lifeless husk, driven by
I'm gonna
spite
guess those
to
are
beat
mods.
just one more mission. This is especially true of a DLC, which replaces gameplay with cock and ball torture play. To aid your team's camaraderie in
Boy.
these dark times, EDF has the most extensive voice command system you will ever see in your entire life, and most of them have voice acting. Remember, we might have 50-foot cruise missiles, but the greatest weapon of
yeah.
all is hope. When the situation
was a
is
big
at its
boy.
most dire, it's on you to ignite the fires of hope with song.
Oh, we are the Alpha Team with passion and camaraderie. We are the Alpha Team with passion and camaraderie.
The game makes 0 sense. Surprisingly, so does the
All
story.
right.
This is a universe
Love
where
how
everyone
in sync
gets
that
ruined,
was.
including the aliens. However,
Oh my
it is
God.
imperative that you understand the plot. So, allow me to give you a quick rundown. So, first you're a civilian, but then giant ants show up, so they give you a firearm. But when you get to the surface, it turns out there's an all-out alien invasion. News commentators speculate on which country could be responsible.
Are you
as
allowed
if
one?
it's already well known that Russia or North Korea has like a few thousand battalions of ants ready to go. More importantly, you need
John
to get
Cena
to
is for
safety.
China,
Your
not North
sergeant is
Korea.
terrible at directions, so wherever you go, you're never safe. Suddenly, a new type of alien gets deployed. To paraphrase the game dialogue, I can't shoot them. They're just like us. And then you see what they're referring to, and clearly it is indistinguishable from humanity. Look, 2
Giant
arms, 2
frogs?
legs, and a head. My God. It's a featherless biped. The resemblance is uncanny. Then these guys get deployed
I
and
guess.
nobody says anything. Who's getting the best head? Post your comments in WeChat. And remember, Chinese Taipei belongs to the CCP. A giant battle takes place in Beijing, where it's rumored that humanity has some kind of super weapon. Also,
Oh.
Godzilla shows up. This is completely unrelated to the plot. Beijing
Oh,
defeats
okay.
the invasion and reveals their super weapon.
Just got
Pollution.
annoyed.
No, I'm not making that up. It's pollution. Aliens
What?
are weak to air
Really?
pollution, and their blood contains microbes that scrub the air of all pollutants. Late game also
Maybe let
introduces
'em live
green
for
ants
2
that eat
minutes?
concrete and digest microplastic. Another kaiju shows up. Luckily, we have a giant mech for that. It turns out the aliens are working with giant bees. I have a small aneurysm and get back to writing this review. Science Lady gets desperate and turns to mythology.
I'm glad you
Apparently,
survived.
Ancient humans were created when God descended in an egg-shaped ship. She gets immediately gaslit by the radio operator, telling her, "That's ridiculous. We live in a real world, not fantasy. Get back to work." Oh yeah, also, we need
Yeah.
to find the egg-shaped command ship and blow it up. A Pacific Rim bar fight ensues for reasons unknown. Then, I spent 3 missions killing a walking fortress. I
Right.
forgot why. Probably because my blood alcohol was high enough to wipe out a family of 4. Or my mind was preoccupied because you shoot the mothership and it turns into a biblically accurate angel. And then
What?
God,
I
capital
mean,
G,
yeah, God.
descends to Earth. And what do? They try to arrest him. EDF
The what?
tries to arrest God, and God resists arrest. So, naturally,
No
we have to
way.
murder God. Yes, you kill God, because after all, this is a Japanese
mean,
role-playing
yeah,
game. God is
exactly.
dead, God remains dead,
Persona
and we
be
have
like.
killed him. And then
Or
a
Final
New
Fantasy.
Vegas-style epilogue plays to tell you
Or
that
anything
90%
else.
of the world's population is fucking dead. As for the remaining
Ah.
10%, they're in India. Please remember, this is the same
Oh,
nation where
okay.
a politician tried to prove the safety of the Ganges River by drinking its water. Immediately, he was rushed to the ICU. After hearing this, I hope you understand what I mean when I say
Okay.
that EDF is a parallel universe where Down syndrome is normal, and chromosomes work like Pokemon. You collect them all,
Jesus.
and they battle for dominance. To close off, I'd like to share a
I think EDF was made to like use natural selection to get rid of people with epilepsy. That's my theory. That's my current running
story.
theory.
In elementary school, for some reason, they put a special needs kid in the same class as us. He really wanted to play with an action figure we had, but we didn't let him because, obviously,
Oh, that's
he's
a
gonna
huge
destroy
area
it.
of
So
effect,
He
Jesus.
shoved it up his ass, and now no one could play with it because no one wanted to. And also, we were
Okay.
really superstitious at the time. We thought that touching poop is how you catch AIDS, and for a pair of 8-year-olds, we were kind of half right. The homosexual apple does
guess.
not fall
Oh, hello.
far from the homosexual tree. EDF unintentionally reveals
Sure.
a deep-seated truth about the human condition. Aliens, if you ever dare invade our planet, we're gonna destroy it first.
Yeah.
A 50mm.
Probably gonna destroy it
high-volume
without them
Kenobi shell
invading,
Just hit my
to be
neighbor.
fair.
I know that because I've been playing Enlisted this entire time, and I need help. Join for free and use my link for free days of premium time and several orders for troops and weapons. Where we dropping? Anywhere. Enlisted is available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation with cross-platform support. I'll
that's
see you
nice.
on the front lines. As always, more content.
If
to
a
come,
free
so
game
stay
can do it,
tuned.
why
A warm
can't
thanks
AAA
to the
games do
many
it?
Members of
A lot
the
of games
Merchants Guild
miss that
generously funding
for some
and
reason.
bankrolling these videos. Except, I haven't had an opportunity to charge you, but that will soon change. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Okay. I guess this was Earth Defense Force 5. Yeah, it's pretty similar to 4. Even like graphically, it doesn't seem to be that much more advanced. How many are there at the moment? I think there are 6, if I'm correct. Force series. 2017? Is that the latest game? Latest released? Yes, 6. Oh no, 2022. Wow, it's this new, the one number 6. And the 5th one was in 2017. Ah, I see. And there was one that was named 2025. I guess we'll see what happens in that year, huh? Aliens, why not? Also a few spin-offs. Right. Either way, the video is good. The game is good. I didn't notice anything I can get a strike for, which is partially concerning, because me not noticing doesn't mean that YouTube's not gonna notice. But also, Seth's video on World of Tanks is still fine, I think. Wait, is it not? Wait, it's not. It's gone. Oh. It was there after a few days after I got a strike. Maybe he got one as well, but later. I wonder if there are reactions to it still. Because there were reactions that have nothing removed from the original video, and they still were up. And yes, they still are there. Well, nonetheless, okay, I got recommended a weird video of a pregnant VTuber. Anyway, this was good. Again, love says content. Especially when I see games that I actually at least know a little bit, not just something random like that furry inflation one. That didn't get a strike, huh? I guess that's fine. But a child being beaten and thrown up is not. Alright. Doesn't matter. Thank you, everybody who watched this. I appreciate it a lot. I hope to see you next time, and goodbye. Have a great life, because one of us has to.